Hey YouTubers, it's me, Mustin07, coming at you once again through the power of OBS Recording Studios. And in this video, we're back with some more Blender basics, and I'm going to be showing you how to make some improvements to your frame. I recommend that you check out the previous videos on Blender basics so you can figure out how to make the frame, how we got to this point. What we want to do first is we want to extend the piece of frame over here so that way it'll go completely under where the cab is going to be. I'm going to make that in a future video, not right now. So what you just want to do is you want to just get real close here and get a cube. And then you're going to drag and just put it right here. And then once you've done that, you can look at it just to make sure that you have it the way you want it, and you can always hit the transform key and just expand it to however big you want it to be. There we go. I would say right about here, but it's not done. We want to select our object and go into edit mode, and from here we want to make a loop cut, so we hit Control R, and then this yellow line should pop up in the middle. Left click, and then you can drag it wherever you want. I'm going to drag it right about here. Then I'm going to select these black dots right here, and when you select them they should turn blue, and then you can hit the move button and drag them down. And don't forget to do the other side as well. Just get up close and make sure that it's how you want it to be. Looks good to me. And now we can go back into object mode. Now we have done that. And you might choose to move it up or down just a little bit. Once you've gotten it to a place where you're happy with, you can click this and then hit shift and select this part too. And then you want to hit join, so that way now they're all one single unit. And now on this next step, we're going to be making the frame look a little bit more detailed. To do this, I'm going to import another reference picture. So what you want to do is you want to go to add, and you want to select image and hit background. And then you'll see your files, and then just go search for your files and look for the image that you want to import as a reference. There, as you can see, I have imported the side view of the O-Class engine that I'm going to be using for this video. And I also recommend going into wireframe, just so that way you can see through the wheels and then have an easier time overlaying the model, so that way you can try and get the wheels lined. It may not be perfect. This model of O-Class Locomotive is a little bit different than the original blueprint, but it's similar enough that for what I'm using it for, it'll probably be okay. Once you've done that, you can go back into the grayscale, get out of wireframe, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. And now we want to put in all the little rivets, so you can just hit hide, so that way you can get a good look at where all these rivets are, like right here and right here. So now it's time to add those. I'm going to unhide this just so that way I can get the rivets in the right places and I can easily overlay them. You need to go to add, mesh, and then add in a cylinder. Of course, this cylinder is a little bit big, but that's okay, because we can fix that. Then you can change the number of vertices. I want this to look more like an actual bolt, for a rivet, so I'm going to decrease it down to about 6 vertices, and now it looks like a hexagon. So now we can just we can shrink it so that way it doesn't look weird. So just shrink it just a little more. And so, you know, I'm not gonna totally be able to align it with the actual rivets because the model's a little bit different than what I'm building. So I'm just gonna do my best to just kind of get it sorta aligned, just like so. And then I want to unhide the frame. And obviously this is just a little bit too big, but no worries. I can shrink that down. Once you've shrunken it down to a good length, you can just drag it over. And look, we have a rivet. Next, what you want to do is you just want to Control C, Control V. Then once you've gotten all your rivets in one area ready, you can select them all. Hit Control C, and then Control V, and then drag them all over so that way they look identical. Copy over one of them and start placing them over here. Once you have put all of your rivets back, you can make sure it looks good. And even though this part looks weird because it's floating, that's okay because I am going to continue to work on the frame so that way the rivets won't look like they're just floating awkwardly. And even if these rivets look funny because they're just floating, that's okay because next we're going to fix that. Just get a cube and line it up with the size of the frame so that way it'll be easier to scale it. Once you've gotten it in the right position, you can then scale it. And then you can just click both of those individual pieces and then right click and hit join, so that way you can make both of those pieces one contiguous unit, which will make things simpler. And you also want to go through and select all of your little rivets. Well, I finished joining everything together, and I got the rivets done in the steel. But that just about does it for this video. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more videos, and goodbye.